Hey there everybody, and welcome back. For those of you watching for the first time, I'm Justin Archer, aka The Posture Guy, your #1 source on pain, posture, and performance. And joining me today is my new co-host, Sheepy, aka The Posture Sheep. Okay, obviously I'm kidding, it's ridiculous, you can't have a travel pillow as a co-host, you know? No, she's really actually technical support for the website. Again, I'm kidding. My wife Anya, whose travel pillow this is, thought that she might prove as some comical relief, which I think she has done a very nice job of in those regards. So kudos to Anya, aka the Posture Gal. Now, before we get into the main topic today, which is, talking about the toughest exercise of them all, self-reflection, I kind of foresaw, as I'm sure some of my other long-term, loyal posture guys and gals out there know me to do, that I might get a little long-winded on this subject. So, as kind of a preemptive strike, I've put together 10 videos down below, which I link to, which kind of coincide with the topic today, self-reflection, not just physical, but mental and emotional as well. And I've linked to them down below, and each are about probably anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds. So total you're looking at maybe 4 to 5 minutes if you want to kind of see the highlights, spark notes, cliff notes, whatever they're calling them nowadays. You can check those out, all right? And if you're not familiar with what a viddy is, it's just a short 30-second or less clip. Most of them are me doing selfies. I do one every day. If you like the ones down below, you can get access to them either by liking my Facebook page, and they'll show up on your feed, or follow me on Twitter, both of which I'll put links to down below. All right, so now that we got that house cleaning out of the way, on to the main subject, which is, again, why is self-reflection such a tough thing for people to do? And I'll try to keep it to pain relief and exercise therapy and those types of things, and not go off into too many tangents, but if I do, please forgive me and just stick with me, all right? So, what I've noticed is that, I often get questions from clients, other people, about exercises, which really shouldn't come, as any surprise, because I'm the posture guy, and I recommend exercises to correct posture and get people out of pain. So of course people are going to ask me about exercises. But a lot of times what I find is people are looking for that one exercise, the magic bullet, or one routine, one sequence of exercises to rule them all. I just need that one thing and then I'm good. And they neglect to look at the rest of their life and what may be contributing or interfering with their progress. And so I've seen people, and this happened actually a few weeks ago with a client, but I've seen it many times in the past, where someone over, say, 8 weeks of me working with them, they're steadily making progress each week, and maybe on week 6 they start to level off, or they may even regress. And they go, yeah, what happened? And I'll ask them, well, what's changed? You're doing the exercise and everything, and I can kind of tell in their voice. And once I press a little bit more, I get things like, yeah, I did miss 2 days this week. Okay, do you think that have anything to do with it? Yeah, okay. What else is going on? What are you eating? How's your diet? Oh yeah, it was Thanksgiving, so I ate a lot more stuff and a lot more pies and everything than usual. Do you think that has anything to do with it? Yeah, you missed 2 days, and now you're, eating a lot more food. Well, how's your water intake? Yeah, I haven't been having much, but had a lot of beer and champagne to celebrate, and, now, eggnog's out everywhere, so having a lot of that. And I was over at some family gathering, and all they had was Coke and Pepsi, so I had to have that. But I had a little bit of water. Do you think that could have anything to do with it? Yes. All these things and many more elements of life, aspects of life, contribute to your overall well-being. Because health is accumulative. both in time and also stimuli. It's not just about the exercises. It's how you breathe, what you eat, how much you're drinking, well, what you're drinking, how much you're drinking. Yes, how you're moving and exercising, but think about it. If I were to give you, if you and I are working together, and I give you an hour worth of exercise to do each day, and assuming you did them every day, and assuming that you use correct form and you do the exercises in proper sequence, and going back to that form thing, that's a big assumption, that you use good form, you do them in the right order and everything, and you're making progress. But let's say, you got to take into consideration, what are you doing for the other 23 hours? If you're sitting for maybe 16, or so of those hours, or pretty, sedentary, it's going to be kind of hard to offset 16 hours of being sedentary and static with an hour's worth of postural alignment therapy, corrective exercises, or anything else for that matter, yoga, Pilates, anything like that. It's the same way where, a lot of people have heard this before, you can't out-train a bad diet. Well, the same thing is true for correcting posture and living pain-free. You can't expect to just do a few, seemingly magical exercises that are going to improve your posture and not change other areas of your life, because, again, think of it as kind of a balance. There's a scale, and 1 hour of exercise isn't enough to offset 23 other hours of maybe bad eating habits, not drinking enough water, excessive sitting, things like that. So again, it's tough for people, but once I start asking those questions, it's going, oh yeah, I haven't been moving as much lately, or I haven't been eating as well lately, or drinking enough water, and all these things. And then once they do, they just need that little reminder, that little push or nudge from me or from someone else, and all of a sudden, boom, they start again making progress. So what I want to invite you to do, or challenge you to do, is really think whether, in whatever your health or fitness goals have been over the last few weeks, months, or this past year, how have you done? Have you gotten to where you want to? Have you surpassed your goals? Have you not made them? So for better or for worse, really think back to, your daily activities and habits, and why do you suppose that is? And really, spend the time that your health and your body deserves, and really, think about it. Everything, not just physical things as well, but also mental and emotional, because those take a toll on your physical body as well. I've had clients where they're doing great, and then I notice, oh, they're not doing so great, and I come to find out that just a few days ago, their dog that they loved and had for 12, 13 years passed away. And as a result of that, not only are they feeling depressed and their posture suffers, but they missed a day or two of exercises. So all that, you have to take into consideration. And, I'll actually get the ball rolling and give you a personal example of, this kind of self-reflection. And it's tough, because I think what I've noticed, and I'm sure you can relate, is a lot of times, we're creatures of habit. And so take, for example, something as simple as brushing your teeth in the morning. How often we really think about it. Even dentists and dental hygienists, it's just a routine thing. Brush up, okay. Some of us are better than others of doing 2 minutes versus only 30 seconds. But you ever think about the way you brush your teeth? How much time you spend in each quadrant of your mouth? Or, for example, and here's something to try, next time you brush your teeth, switch hands. That feels really weird and awkward, huh? Well, what do you think that asymmetry is doing just the way you feel brushing your teeth? You take that same imbalance into everything you do throughout your day. So anyways, going back to, my own personal experience, is a few weeks ago, I'd say maybe 2 weeks ago, I started feeling this first kind of a discomfort, which I have to say then turned into a low-grade pain, maybe a 3 3 on a scale from 1 to 10 between my left shoulder blade and my spine. And I know, which may come as a shocker to some, because you're like, oh, you're the posture guy, you're supposed to be pain-free all the time and perfect. Yeah, I'm not. We're all works in progress. And I started to think about it. And at first, when something's an annoyance, or maybe just a little sore, you kind of go, whatever, and you keep about your daily routine. But it started getting more and more aggravated, and I was like, what the heck? And so I really kind of sat down and started thinking to myself, like, well, what's changed? And I started to realize that, there's several factors that contributed to it. My wife and I are currently in Saxe, Texas. It's getting colder with every passing day. And I noticed, you know what? I haven't been going out in the mornings and walking the dogs as often. Not that I've stopped completely, but whereas I used to go out every day of the week, now it's maybe only 50%. Also, I noticed I stopped using my waterlogged app, and although I'm still drinking a good amount of water, probably not as much as I should be. And yes, since Thanksgiving, we've been having leftovers. So that doesn't help, more foods that are going to cause an inflammatory response in my body compared to what my normal diet may consist of. And probably the biggest contributor, and this goes back, further than just the last 2 weeks, is that over the last year, for those of you that aren't aware, my wife and I had a major lifestyle change. We decided to move out of our place in San Diego, go overseas to Europe, and since then we've been traveling and plan on kind of indefinitely. So I have traveled more than I have in the past year than I have, the rest of my life, than the years before, and as also simultaneously started my own online business, i.e. thepostureguy.com, which you're watching right now. And for anybody who started their own business, especially online, regardless if it's online, the amount of time and effort and hustle you have to put in to getting a business up and running. It's definitely work to even after it's up and running and everything's going well to keep it running, but to get it up and running, it's a lot of time and effort. Well, when you have an online business, where's all that time and effort spent, or I should say the majority of it, is online in front of a computer. So this past year, I have spent more time than I ever have in my life traveling, so that's sitting in cars, planes, automobiles, ferries. We haven't done a submarine yet, but all those things, as well as sitting in front of or behind. I don't really get that when people say in front of a computer, behind a computer. It's weird. Anyways, at a computer, on a keyboard, looking at a screen. Granted, not always with it at eye level. I try to, but I'm only human, so sometimes I'll sit on a couch and I get bad posture and I'm typing like this, and then I have to, oh shoot, I'm in that bad position. Let me stand up, go to a kitchen counter, get into a better position. Let me make a better decision. And so I think those two things, actually the traveling, which I love and I think is less of a contributing factor than really a lot of the excessive time I spend in front of a computer. It has to be done because I have to get these posts done, and I'm working with people now more than ever via Skype and online. But I think that, along with some of my diet changes, not drinking as much water, and not moving as much as I was just a couple weeks ago or months ago, I think those really contributed to this pain I was having in my in between my shoulder blade and my spine. And so I started to rectify some of those. I started to clean up my diet, drink more water, move more first thing in the beginning of days, going for walks in the morning, basically just getting back to what I was doing when I was feeling good, and boom, I'm back, basically to 100%, maybe 99.9, but feeling better again. And it's tough because we all want to think that we're all doing the right thing, and it kind of comes as a mystery, like, I don't know, I started hurting. But if you're really honest with yourself, and again, this is very tough because it really also requires that you take full responsibility for your health, obviously unless you were hit by a truck or something, then you can blame that guy who hit you. But chronic pain that develops slowly over time, you have to kind of think, well, what have I been doing or not doing, not doing enough of or doing too much of, that's caused this change, and now I'm starting to hurt or not feel good or missing some range of motion or some functionality in my body. What's going on here? And really dissect the last several days, weeks, months, or perhaps even go as far back like I did as a year and think about what's really changed. And then what can you change now to get back on track? All right. So again, I know I said at the beginning, right? I could get a little long-winded on this, but I think it's an important topic and something that self-reflection, I think, is the toughest exercise that you can do, but I think it's important that you do it every day. So that way you don't end up in pain after you haven't really had that self-reflection in weeks, months, or a year. Don't wait until you're hurt. Try to be aware and conscious of the things you do each and every day, and the effects they have on your health and other aspects of your life, and then change them accordingly for the better. All right. Anyways, thank you for sticking with me if you're still watching this video. If not, I hope that you watched some of the videos down below and enjoyed those. And I think that's it. Oh, except if you love the painting behind me here, which I know I do, and you want one for yourself, or you just like the artistic work, it's actually done by my mother, Doreen Younghusband. So, I've got the hookup, so if you want a good deal on one, give me a call or an email. All right? I'll hook you up. Anyways, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. I know Sheepy over here does, and I look forward to seeing you inside the next video. All right? Until then, take care and keep moving.